is here to play in itself, but it's very easy to like, let's say you run this one core carry. Suddenly this one core carry can win you a game because he has the aura on top, like he puts the aura on top of heroes and they just melt.
Yeah.
It's insane. Same for Roche. It's really hard to take a Roche fight. Spirit is always going to be there. Stomp. It's
Doesn't
ridiculous.
it cover pretty much the entire pit, basically? Like if you
pretty much.
Yeah.
Like almost.
What do you think of a Shadow Demon pick from VP Polar? Like
From
you were talking about it earlier.
Shadow Demon.
Shadow Demon. Like just for the duel and to stop
I just
the
think
Prophet silence.
I feel like the combo is in a way weak. Like a Skyreth and Shadow Demon is like has no synergy. You
Coddle.
Interesting.
Well, they didn't really have any wave clear, I would say. I mean, I guess Dark Pact and Psyblades and stuff kill the wave. But
Also, with Legion Commander Duels, it does a similar job with Blinding Light.
yeah, I suppose. It's interesting, though, because this is a hero that... we're assuming that LC is core, right? Like, the LC is going to be safe lane, so...
Or duel offlane.
It's kind of a... It's one of those heroes that can abuse the jungle really well, and I think that VP are pretty clearly going safe here. So you can actually get quite a bit out of it. You can stack for the Bat Rider. You don't really ever have to go back to base, and I think having Keeper with a Slark core is really nice because you actually just have... You're a well. You never, ever go back to base.
Yeah, that's true.
So.
And you have the map dominance as well. So.
I just don't really see the combo. The only thing I can really see is like you use the Mana League onto the grab, so it goes out of mana. But I just feel like...
Oh, it is offlane LC. All right, they just decided to go PA instead.
Maybe
I think it's really good. For the response of VP is very good, just because you like the high ground again for VP Polar is not existent. Like they have really good catch, sure, but in terms of team save on VP Classic. And I mean, BCT, I guess, really likes the PA. I think Slaughter could have been a very interesting pickup. Could have definitely worked, but I guess against Dark Pact is so-so in terms of, you know, mid-late game.
Yeah, true.
While also MKB on a Slark is not the best item you really want to have. I think if you can aim to get a, like Skady, Midas Skady is usually really good with a dagger, but it would be like after that you would get MKB, and at that point, you know, PA usually has quite a few items.
Yeah.
Very true. Well, we are in game now. Sadoy, he actually teleported bottom and placed a ward.
Yeah, that was so cheeky.
Like, he really wanted that vision before anything happened. And I think it's pretty important, because if you get caught out, it's very easy to just lose all your regen. Your laning presence pretty much goes away. And he even gets back in time to block, so.
If I'm Phobos here playing TA, I'm actually so their lineup. Like, I'm not afraid of anything. You know, even like, they're not going to roam at all. Basically, like Dazzle, Elder Titan. It's not exactly scary.
It should be a bit concerning, I think, for VP Classic. Like, Death Prophet actually doesn't beat TA in lane at all. I think both heroes just kind of farm. But
I think it's in favor of TA, but like Prophet can still farm. Like the thing is, if you know the matchup is a bit weaker for you, I think you should aim to try on stacking the big camp so you can catch up.
Yeah,
it's usually quite nice to do because you hardly lose anything then. But
I think TA usually wins.
Yeah, TA has the edge for sure. But I just think one problem with the top lane is that Bat Rider is actually, I think they will have a decently hard time until like level 3 to keep up that. But
oh, he didn't skill Firefly. He's got Napalm here, but he's fine.
Just greasing them up.
Double ring of protection.
Actually, looking at it again, once PA hits level 3, Bat Rider is going to have a hard time showing up.
The thing is though, like, Bat Rider can kind of come back with the jungle, but can Legion Commander do the same? Not really. Like it's a risky offlaner, I think.
I still think it's kind of what Hani said though. It's more about being able to have a hero on your team that removes the lasso. And if you assume that offlanes go equally in terms of like Sadoy and Mag are both going to have a really hard time, maybe Mag less so, it's just saying, okay, well, I guarantee that if I'm at a fight, I'm going to be able to remove the lasso.
If that's your sole job, though, as a Legion Commander?
It is a sole job for a long time, I think. But then eventually you can transition into a core after you start fighting.
Once he has a dagger, it's always scary.
Yeah.
The thing is, he just needs to like stay there and hopefully you don't die before the opponent dies. But at the same time, like
16-minute mark.
Oh, Sadoi, he's taking a ton of damage here. All right, looks like he'll be fine.
He has to go home though.
Yeah, well, he doesn't have to, but he might as well, because he's so low that I don't think he can get in lane. Flil gets some mana. He'll just die if he shows again. Look at his trading here. Mag just manning up against Jottam. Needs to be a little bit careful.
4 stacks on Jottam though.
Poison touch. That is physical damage too, so it doesn't really do much when you have 8 armor at level 2.
You know, I actually wonder in this kind of scenario, you know, he sets the ward, he knows the camp is blocked. They can still actually not pull, I think, right? Oh, now they removed.
They removed
now they removed the ward, right? But if he actually just goes into the jungle for the first level, you skill either your passive, you can skill whatever pretty much, but he would have had a much better time just going jungle, like a much better time. And he can still, like, as soon as they push, it's not like Skywrath can easily rotate onto another lane, and they have a Coddle. Like,
does that's kind of like at the moment, Coddle's just stacking camps and jungling. Would that like allow him to do more? Like the fact that he's in lane kind of makes Coddle at least stay close-ish to Skywrath and keep giving him mana.
I mean, you know, usually the issue with an offlaner rotating into the jungle very early is that you can see the supports, and if the support rotates onto another lane, then it's just like, it's very scary for the mid laner. But at the same time, a Coddle can't really rotate. A Skywrath is also not very scary, and you, at the same time, you have that ward set from start on, so you kind of have a bit of room.
Yeah.
And I feel like Elsie could have used that time in the jungle to just get that early levels.
Well, Sadoi's kind of just still sitting bottom, just doing his creep blocking thing, just trying to get what he can. And in comparison, Mag's not really doing that much better. But I definitely see where Hani's coming from. Just the
look at the stacks in the jungle, though.
Yeah.
Like for both teams, actually.
Well, I mean, one team you're stacking for the Batrider, and the other team you could be stacking for the LC or the Death Prophet, I guess.
I would say DP. I think DP should take the early stacks.
It takes Legion like 10 years to kill a stack, I think. Oh, he's got his boots now.
I mean, just having infinite mana.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, isn't it?
It's not really that great of a time for him.
I think TA is kind of one of them heroes though that, like, if Skywrath does rotate and he gets a slow one on G, I think he's dead. Like, TA can actually kill.
I mean, TA gets scary once you hit level 6.
Yeah, exactly.
You kind of need a sentry ward in mid lane because you have 2 traps up, he goes too far, he just dies. Like, once he has, like, he's choosing to go Midas route, isn't he?
That's what it looks like. Or maybe it's a magic stick.
Yeah, it's a wand recipe.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. He's not there yet. I was really surprised looking.
Yeah, look.
I was like, oh.
He's a beast. Bottle and magic. Like, Jesus.
And the Slark is still farming very well too. He's farming better right now than what BZZ is, and we'll see if he opts to go for a Midas himself. Some teams have actually decided to start going Midas on Slark a little bit more, like Midas into Blink.
On Slark?
Yeah.
I think it's must. Like, I've actually played... when I played carry, I used to like skip it. You know, the way I like to play the hero is that I get PTs and a Kola, and then I choose to go with a high level Dark Pay into the jungle and let my support go rotate onto the lane.
Yeah, I see.
Because you're very efficient going into the jungle. Once you have like a certain amount of HP, like you don't really lose that much. But I just feel like Midas is too good on the hero just because his attack animation is too slow. It's just too slow. And he really, really benefits just in terms of like fighting. It's not even the farm that you really gain that much from it. It's just the fighting and the stacking up of the Ascent Shift.
Yeah.
It's too good to not get, I feel.
I think a lot of it too is just getting to 10 and 11, right? Like, as Slark, you typically want Pounce and Dark Pact max as soon as humanly possible, and then going from level 1 Shadow Dance to level 2 almost doubles the effective HP regen that you get just from being in Fog, which I think is quite helpful.
That's true. Like, also, like, you kind of want to have the 14 fast. Yeah. Like, getting those 4 levels in your Ascent Shift mean a lot. And then it's all about pretty much like, you take fights, you hit people, you work around the, like, Slark is a lot about working around Ascent Shift. It's a lot about that. Once you have like, if you have like 14, 15 charges, you just go for kills. Like, you want to keep them up, because it means so much in the hero. It's pretty much all, like, the hero is so much late game around having those Ascent Shifts. It's like having an Aegis on him, and if he dies, he suddenly can lose so much efficiency.
Yeah, all the damage and armor. I think though ET is actually very, very strong against Slark in the same aspect. Like, Essence Shift is kind of like half of the use of it is kind of gone.
You do get some armor from it, but...
You get quite a lot.
I mean, What hero is ED not good against? I guess that's a better question.
True.
He
I
brings
think
up a
he's
fair point.
I mean, he can. The thing is, Slark at least has the timer where he can, with Dark Pack, take off the stun. So it kind of goes both ways, but sure, like any hero still loses its strength.
Look at these stacks. Holy
No one
crap.
right now is taking over the mid lane.
Yeah, they kind of just left it open for Phobos to have a lot.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Like,
Look at the
you
traps.
kind of need the sentry ward in mid lane against the TA once you hit 6. I think like if I play middle, I would always go for it because I think it's a must. Once you play, like when you play against TA and T plays well, he's gonna just walk up to you and harass you every time. He just drops the trap, walks up to you, and you're gonna lose half your HP.
Yeah.
So having the sentry down is very important.
So what's your take on the power treads TA instead of face?
I think both works. I think it's more like what's your comfort zone, to be honest.
Yeah, I see a lot of people, like most people usually go face and then they go drums into Yasha. So you have like the on-demand, you drums, you phase in, you guarantee meld, right? Like you're so fast that even without a trap, you're most likely going to catch. But I think the treads are actually a bit better for farming.
Yeah, especially if you have a bottle, you can just get the switching efficiency so good.
That's, I mean, I don't know. I feel like
Look at the early blink.
just looking at threats and phase, like what you get out of the two, I feel like usually PT is always the better choice in most cases, but it's a lot about how you like to play.
That first blood,
What?
Mag has a 7-minute blink dagger, and Phobos is actually going to find a kill on Yol as well. Go from a quiet game to 2 heroes dead in a matter of seconds.
And 2 blink daggers in the space of 10 seconds as well.
Yeah, Mag actually has a blink, and Sadoy is 2 levels lower and has 76 gold.
Them stacks.
I disagree with the blink on Slark as a first item.
Yeah. Even with a bot rider in your team with a blink dagger, that kind of initiates for you.
It also is like, I mean, they don't have a soul carry Slark, sure, but I mean, now he can play super aggressive on the LC, but at the same time, I don't know, like, he has all the free farm he wants, so why would he not choose to get the Midas? And it's not like suddenly, alright, I'm gonna be the playmaker. He's still level 8, and
He has no other items as well, so he can't actually like rotate that well.
I just think, I mean, it's cool to have the blink, but then like in the blink time you need to make something happen, and while you have Midas, you are not forced to do anything. Like it's cool if you get a gank, or like you go for a kill on a TP or whatever, but while Batrider now has the blink, he can just go gank that lane, so he's not forced to have the blink dagger.
It's not on him to...
Yeah, but what if, like, for the sake of argument, what if you wanted to kill BZZ, right? And you have Blink Bat and Blink Slark? It's quite easy kill for them, as long as they actually just have double blink, yeah. Oh, Yol gonna get spotted here. Might get dragged up to high ground. That's exactly what Mag's gonna do. He's just gonna take him up to the ward spot and let him burn. There is nothing he can do about this.
Oh no.
Nice play by Mag. That ward vision, though.
Game is kind of spiraling out of control.
The early game is completely going into the favor of Polar.
Yeah.
I mean, the good part is, I think God has not suffered yet, or has he? Did he die once there?
No, he hasn't.
No, he
died yet.
didn't.
And he got all them stacks in the jungle as well.
Kind of low on CS for that, I think. Not bad though. Like you face a TA, so it's not the greatest matchup for sure, but it's kind of important that he doesn't die, because he's pretty much all of the early rotation. You can't really rely on an LC to do much in that matchup, and I guess also Pia kind of sits back.
What do you think of his choice to go early Bracer? Like, is he going to finish at drums, or does he just get the Bracer and then straight into Yule Scepter?
I mean, I like it. It's early stats.
Yeah.
But he can choose. Maybe he even goes for Eels now. Like, just having a bit of stats. I think early Bracer generally is very underrated. I feel like it does so much. It's like this choice, like let's say he doesn't have the Bracer, right? Now he has 1k HP. If you look on a lane where you see hero around 750 HP, it's always
so
to me
tasty.
like it's a mechanism you like to gank that lane. But with a Bracer, it's already like, alright, well, this gank can work, but it can't be maybe an instant kill.
Yeah.
So TP rotation can come, and there's a lot of factors where you just not think too much about that kill.
Blink initiation bottom here onto Sadoy. There is going to be a TP coming in, but it might be a little bit too late. The press the attack, keeping him alive for a bit longer. How deep do they want to go? Sadoy actually sticking around here. Gets another shadow. Shadow
I
Wave.
think in that case, you always go for the jewel, don't you? If you have Shallow Grave on you? Like it just...
Well, I mean, he was standing in fire.
Yeah,
so-
but if you have Shallow Grave on you and you jewel, it doesn't matter.
But if you get Shallow Grave first and you wait too long, the duel duration actually probably, like, the Shallow Grave will wear off before your duel, is what I'm saying.
It was the safer play.
Yeah.
I think the more amazing play would have been if he dueled and he got a kill out of
exactly.
it, sure, but
Yeah.
it's like...
Would they have even
guess
had
it's a
damage to kill,
communication
though?
thing.
That's my
It really
question.
is. Yeah, I think it would have been very... I don't know. I think it's just a safe play. It wasn't bad, for sure. But I wonder actually... I guess there was a double jump, right?
And G's trying to run out here. Does he actually have... He has a
Does he
flame
just turn
break.
on the spirit?
I don't think he's actually going to get that kill. This is pretty optimistic. His Firefly is going to be wearing off soon as well. He
But he hits
really
really
wants
hard.
this. He might actually end up getting it. I mean, Sadoy's coming in. They're going on G. The duel actually as well. No, he dies. Meg gets the winner. G is the recipient of the Shallow Grave instead. Here comes the weave. The Illuminate's going to pick him off. Very nicely done by FNG. And Jotum drops as well. All of a sudden, VP Polar just running on all cylinders here.
That was ridiculous. I can't believe he won that duel.
I think he was really sad that Jotum chose to Grave G and not him.
Yeah.
That was one of those moments where you're like, okay, I understand wanting to save the mid over the offlaner, but in the pinch, even though it's not about giving damage away to a bat, I think it's more about just not giving Sadoy something, because his game has not been great.
He needs a bone, like...
I'm just questioning the duel there. I feel like... I'm not sure. I don't think it paid off. I think the save was really good by LC, but I think he also could have backed off. Like, he got the Grave, he got the LC. He created a lot of time there, but I don't know. I also think the movement of G there was questionable, because I think the Grave came... He ran away from it, right? Or was it on a TP?
It was a TP.
TP'd in here, and he
Sadoy was behind him, and the TP was Jotum.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering what would have happened if he didn't run to the tower. Because if he probably didn't look at the Firefly, but I think he could have just run out of it.
Yeah. Oh, G gonna pop the Exorcism now. It's level 2, so it does quite a bit. See if VP Polar actually want to try to defend this. They still have Slark up here, but he's only level 9. He's gonna go on G. He's gonna do quite a bit of damage. Here comes the Illuminate from the back. Is it enough to kill? Not quite. He does get a Shallow Grave. Looks like he'll be fine, and VP Polar are gonna be able to deny the tower, so... Seeing a little bit of the potential of what a Coddle can give you if you just have a disable that keeps somebody in the area for a decent amount of time.
The Shallow Grave and the Exorcism actually have pretty cool synergy as well. You know, you can keep them alive for that little bit of time so they can get away and heal up with the Exorcism ghosts.
He is still having a very good game, right?
Yeah.
Is he gonna... Yeah, he's gonna go for the Battle for again. I still think, like... To me, the overall draft favors VP Classic. I really think, even like despite the fact Polar does very well.
Ouch. Sadoy, probably a goner here. He is silenced forever. Holy cow. Doesn't even have enough mana to use, or cooldown to use press the attack. He's still running. There we go.
Did, no TP on Jotum.
I mean, it's kind of a bummer to have to be Jotum in this game because you essentially have to be everywhere. Oh, and speaking of everywhere, he's going to get caught here middle lane as well. Lasso going to be used right into a level 4 meld strike. See you later.
Pick up by
okay, if
Phobos
FNG
there.
gets away, okay, he's stomping too far. All right, yeah, he's gone.
Phobos is going to have a MKB so early.
Yeah, straight away MKB. And he is actually not even far from it. Another 2k gold, and he's going to have the MKB, so... Lasso onto PA is actually a very scary thing. They have kind of the double safe, sure, but PA needs to watch out. Like, there's always like this kind of timing onto an MKB against the PA, I feel. If you get a very early MKB on a carry against the PA, I feel like PA drops off so much in comparison.
Like we saw with the Medusa. Were you
I mean, the hero doesn't have great stat gain, right? So you're basically picking it so that the evasion is good against the physical damage dealers of whatever team you're playing against. And if that part of your hero just goes away, then your item progression is almost meaningless because he's buying Battle Fury before he goes BKB.
Or even
whereas
drones.
Phobos doesn't even have to buy a BKB against what VP have. They're all physical damage heroes, basically. I mean, sure, there's Crypt Swarm, and I guess you could BKB off like Poison Touch and Daggers, but I mean, really, you're not going to buy it for that, seeing as how the only thing that eats through your refraction is Exorcism. Actually, Dazzle Poison Touch does too.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. So there are two things, but again, it's more about Phobos having the freedom to make the MKB, I think.
I mean, obviously the early game went for Polar here, or even if you start into the mid game. I just feel like I'm still not so happy about that Slark non-going Midas. He sure had some plays with a dagger.
Gee, you know.
He's not where he wants to be, that's for sure.
No.
And he just, okay.
Okay.
That was the zoning.
The thing is, though, even still on top of all of this, they still have the Weave and they still have the Elder Titan for the high ground defense.
Oh, they bring in Mag here. The lasso coming in on Sadoy. FNG just bringing his teammates to the right place at the right time. Nice silence onto Jotum, and they're just going to get 2 kills quite easily.
This is a Bolligan.
Yeah, this is actually very one-sided.
I tried for a second to...
So if you're in the position of VP Classic right now, and you have this Death Prophet ulti that you basically haven't been able to utilize at all, do you just say that our best plan is to start trying to 5-man, or do we just continue to farm?
I just feel like, I mean, at this point, they just start getting picked off one by one. Like, right now I feel like you either choose to sit back and try to dodge these tower pushes, but it just doesn't feel like a plan, you know, like they just get picked off, and God wants to go for tower pushes, like he was opting to start pushing bottom, but before anyone was there he just got picked off, so then they just joined one by one and just got picked off as well. So
he was just kind of standing still as well. It was really strange, actually.
Yeah, I mean, they're creating space here for the PA still. I guess he has to battle for a finish.
Yeah.
And I still think it's not looking so bad for them. Obviously, like it slowly but surely falls apart for them.
Is that a... No. I got a bit excited there. I thought Legion Commander might have a Blink Dagger because he had so little gold, but it turns out he just has a little amount of gold.
But it sure starts to get scary. I think Titan really needs to get a few levels. Like, he needs to get like 8, 9, 10, 2.
Do you think we could have changed up the laning stage?
One more lasso here, bottom lane. Gee, he's going to find DK Phobos.
God.
The damage is so high. Another great silence coming out from Lil, and the Flare is going to be there to top it off, and that's 2 more kills.
Well,
I think it's actually terrifying to have a Coddle on a team when you have this kind of Blink initiation, because basically it means if you see the Coddle, that a Blink initiator can be there, which is not great. Just makes it so when you're ahead, that your map control becomes just a little bit better.
You don't need to rush bots on bot rider like we see Bone 7 do.
Yeah. I mean, in a way, this Coddle usually seen as a hero who is quite defensive in nature, at least during the laning phase.
Yeah.
He's turning into this everywhere I am, fights happen kind of hero.
I mean, I just think that the whole idea of Coddle, where I was like thinking, all right, so how is Coddle effective here? How is it really good? I mean, with the ganks, it kind of paid off, but you know, it didn't really come to this position. All right, we aim to push with DP, and then you have this Coddle defense. There was not even really a time where it was ever used like that.
So do you think they actually just picked it for the sole purpose of making sure our secondary out kill top here? Stratum dies, but
he didn't have a TP.
Do you think it's more about just giving the offlaner a more a difficult time because the other support has full mana all the time, and it's just a hero who can freely farm the woods?
He also just stacked, like, that's how Mag got his 8-minute Blink Dagger. It was only because of...
he got a first
gee, he's caught here. Really nice timing, though, coming out from Sadoy on press the attack, just removes it immediately. And in a way, I would say that's a win for VP, but at the same time, does stopping the lasso really accomplish a whole heck of a lot? Because it is level 2 lasso, so the cooldown is only 75 seconds.
The only person right now farming is PA. Everyone else just like, all right, what do we do? And you could maybe question the PA pick there in a way. Like maybe it's better to have a hero that has, you know, that synergizes better with a DP push, so you actually do something with a DP. Because, like, I mean, I understand G's mindset here. He wants to go for the push because that's kind of what DP has to do in a way. Like, you either split push farm.
My God.
Sadoy, he's taking a lot of damage here. Phobos goes in the back. He wants to go for Yol. He's going to be able to kill him so fast. Sadoy is still on the run. Doesn't have a Blink Dagger. Nah, he's dead. Poor guy.
Look at Lil's items.
I mean, this is actually just a complete thrashing at this point. And they're just going to bring Phobos
I'm still
bottom.
surprised why they don't take the Roche. I feel like they should have taken Roche by now, for sure. And just go for a tower push. Like, they should benefit from... like that the game is so one-sided. Roshan could have been down easily by now, and there's like nothing they can do to contest it.
That is a very fair point. And actually, Phobos is going back for BKB, which I find pretty interesting. Like, honestly, does he really need BKB in this game?
The silences and mules, maybe? And the PA
he is maybe going to end up dying here. He's going to force BZZ back, although he has a grave.
I think he can fight when his team comes in now.
Yeah, here comes the lasso on G. They're going to try to turn it around. Gray from long distance, very nicely timed. Do they have the damage to actually take down Phobos here? He's going to get silenced. He's not going to be able to throw out another dagger or blink and just ends up dying. G is currently with him in the grave, and the rest of VP Classic are going to be forced to just back up here.
Did he actually finish the BKB on the TA?
Yep. Not yet, no.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Now he has it.
I think he could have opted to either go SNY, I think, or Manta, one of the two. To get a bit more movement speed. I think he's not forced into the BKB at this stage.
This is a Roshan double damage of
exactly, he could just go for the Roche. Like,
oh. Well, he can just get pulled back by FNG, so all he has to do is TP to base and heal, and
That's
then...
true.
I mean, it's really hard, I think, to deal with teams that have Coddle when they're ahead, because instead of it just being heroes making transitions and leaving the push, they're always going to be at the push so long as the Coddle's there.
The thing is as well, like Coddle can do whatever he wants now, because Sedoya doesn't have a blink dagger, and they don't really have any initiation. Like, BZZ can kind of go on them.
And that's a finished Skady as well on Slark.
Oh, sweet Jesus.
Yeah, I mean, it's not looking great right now for VP Classic, but they might have some glimmer of hope. It's just going to be down to, I guess, what BZZ can actually do once he gets his own BKB.
I think that's the first time he actually scouted Roche there, but he's still too low in levels.
Well, Sedoy forced TP away here on the top lane. Illidan now the space creator, as once his team was making space for him.
He remembers them days.
I mean, this is the problem with basically not giving away a Slark per se, but having a team that doesn't punish the Slark, is that he gives you so much more map pressure, I think, than pretty much any other one position hero. Like maybe a Void if you don't have like a good team against it, but this is a hero who basically never has to go back to base.
Oh, a huge double smoke coming up here. Are they going to Ninja Roche? Is that the plan against TA traps?
I mean, they're going to be real sad if they start doing this. They see an Illuminate go in the pit, and it doesn't really scout much of anything, but they have a trap. So, oh there's going to be a dagger. It goes up to the high ground. Should be a pretty easy kill.
Get there. There must be something. Like they're so far behind. So
that Coddle kill was worth 1,000 gold and 1,700 experience.
Yeah. What was the one we saw the other day? It was 15,000.
Yeah. Well, that was a team fight, right? That was during phase 2.
Yeah.
That was one of the games I think that EG were playing when Fear was playing in Boker, and they team wiped or got team wiped, and they gave away 15,000 experience and 10,000 gold. That was complete. They were 30k ahead. Like.
It halved the difference of experience, though.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. One more lasso on to G. Here comes the ulti from Skywrath, and he doesn't even get the grave off. Didn't get silenced or anything. Just can't do much. Mag flying into the pit here with the Firefly. Is he going to be able to get away? BZZ actually blinks to the high ground, and he still kills him. What was that auto attack range? There's a gem in the pit as well. Jottam almost dropping here to Phobos, and will end up doing so. I don't even know what's happening right now. It's just 1v1s everywhere as Lil is getting dueled up here by Sedoy. Doesn't even get the duel win, and there's going to be a trap. Does he get the MKB? Oh, close.
So finally Roshan is potentially going down. It looks very...
I think so. DD, oh, it just faded, never mind.
They don't even need it. They do so much damage.
Yeah, it's true. I just think that the TA pick actually made it so much harder for VP to do what they wanted to do. Not only is it a hero that wins its lane, but because, I mean, granted he went BKB, I don't feel like he had to, and he certainly didn't feel pressured to get it because obviously he bought it after the drums and the MKB anyway, so we're going to see Yol die here as well near the side shop, or the secret shop.
I actually think that just like looking more at these kind of lineups, I think a Slaughter pick would have been a lot better for VP here. In terms of aggression. Like you still have your late game, you have the Roche potential. I think with Titan especially, you don't really need to opt for like this super strong late game.
All right, well, nicely timed grave here from Jottam, but unfortunately it's just not really doing that much damage. Or maybe it is. They take him down immediately. They're going to lose Sedoy in the meantime, though. 2 down on the side of VP. Elder Titan will be up in just a few seconds, and Jottam just cannot live at all. There is just absolutely no way. BZZ turns around. Does he actually have his BKB up? He does, but he's not going to choose to use it here. Uses it extremely late, and he's going to end up dying for it. They all have buyback on the side of VP Classic, but are they even going to use it? It seems like they're just willing to let Yol drop here. Here comes BZZ. Can they actually kill Phobos? He has another refraction in about 5 seconds. He's going to try to TP away. He needs a crit and gets one. Maybe the stomp would have hit anyway.
That was definitely worth it of a buyback.
Holy crap.
And that Roshan is still up.
Okay, that one kill was worth 2,300 gold and 3,900 experience according to my recap. Web boss is actually different than mine, but
It nearly gave BZZ the basher as well.
Could be the Roshan, maybe. Collar's still there though, right?
That
He's in mid lane right
dagger
now. He
crit.
can
Did
still
you see
TP
that?
people in.
The crit did so much damage.
close. But no cigar.
I honestly think Elder Titan and PA is one of the most disgusting combos in the game.
It is very strong, yeah.
I mean, it's not the it. You know, it can be in theory.
Yeah, yeah.
Like if you get the burst, like if it
you
works.
could.
I mean, on top of an abyssal, I would completely agree in the very late game because
Yeah.
you have the guaranteed stun into the physical damage. But that kill was actually quite
Okay,
big.
they just brought Mag into this. This is actually kind of sketchy. Mag trying to get away here. Jotum with a very nice grave. Again, silence onto Illidan. Can they actually take him down here? Where's the RNG from BZZ? Here comes another dark. Wait, Carrion Storm? And there it is.
All of a sudden, the comeback is real?
Maybe not. Sadoy, he's going to end up trading his life here. Here comes BZZ again. He blinks into another spot, but Mag's Firefly ends! The Firefly, please.
He's still getting mana drain. Oh my god, this is huge.
Okay, FNG is dying as well. Is this...
What is Phobos doing?
Oh my god. Phobos might die too?
Well, he might be able to get at least 1 or 2 kills here. Yol actually just sacrificing himself, just runs the other way. Sing Tales of My Valor, and he just suicides, basically.
Basher completed though, and 1.3k gold. All of a sudden, game is not so hard. They didn't even get the Roshan.
Well, if he
But they
gets
did,
that
they did,
abyssal,
on a,
they...
yeah.
I mean, VP Polar lost gold that fight, and VP Classic gained a ton. Like,
Yep.
my question is there ever a point in the game where the PA actually just becomes really strong again? Like, while Phobos has his current item progression, like he's working his way towards Daedalus. If he gets that, I still feel like the PA, maybe once he gets Abyssal, that'll be the point where he starts to feel a bit more confident.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I think the Abyssal is kind of the turning point because he can choose to fight kind of anyone, and he's not really in danger, especially with having the LC and the Grave on top of him. So he kind of should go for these risky jumps, but like he doesn't really get punished on it. I mean, the turn is going to be especially...
Phobos might be in a
They
lot of
might
trouble.
find Phobos. There's a smoke. They're going to spot him. Where's the duel? He wants to go for it. Jotum's here. He's got the grave. Do they have the damage to get the kill? Oh my god, where's the crit? There we go. He is now a winner.
That was so tense.
Dear lord. That is the first duel win that he's had this game, by the way.
That was the example where you could see that BKB is actually a really good counter to PA. Like he suddenly loses so much of his damage just by not being able to jump strike.
He has another grave.
He's committing pretty heavily here to go for this kill. He actually doesn't get the grave off because he gets mini stun crit onto Illidan as well. Earth Splitter coming in, going to be off the mark. Self-Yules here. Oh no, excuse me, that was Yules. And now that's a Self-Yules, just to dodge the stomp. Mag actually going to be dying here. There's the bash. Yul comes in and gives him a nice stapling, and he dies.
And they get a gem out of that as well. Holy crap.
You know, we spoke about the item progression on PA here, but I think if you look at the supports from what item progression they had and
to what
where
they
they
have
went to, like suddenly the Titan has an Eels and he pretty much has all the levels he wants. Like they were struggling so much. That's like always the issue on Titan. I feel the hero is so strong once he has his 11. Like
look at
the 11
as well.
Eel and Soul Ring, that's like all he needs. He doesn't need a single other item and he's going to be just almost as effective.
Yeah.
Well, they're going for a tier 1 here. Last tier 1 currently remaining here for VP Polar. And they'll get it. Absolutely no contention coming out. And the TA still has buyback. Not going to be forced to use it. Should be able to just get out of here scotch-free for VP Classic.
What does scotch-free mean?
It basically means they don't lose anything.
No, I get that, but where did it come from?
I don't know. I don't know who invented this saying.
It doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't.
Is it scotch-free? I don't know.
Maybe... No, I don't know. I thought I knew, but I didn't. It's fine. So for the next Roshan, I think that's probably going to be maybe the biggest thing for this game. I think if VP Classic gets a Roshan again on BZZ, because his Aegis is going to be fading pretty soon.
And he actually has the gold right now to buy the Abyssal Blade as well.
Yeah. I mean, do you just go for it right now?
think he
for
should.
VP Classic? Or do you just say...
Just because he's double safe as well. Like,
yeah.
he has the
And
LC
an Aegis as well.
and the
Triple.
Grave. I mean, Aegis is going to run out any moment. I think it shouldn't be that much longer.
But he's about to use it, maybe.
Almost off here to the side. Spots out BZZ. Spirit's going to be there as well. They're looking for some kind of initiation. Mag is going for someone. Who's going to be the stomp? Goes off. The damage coming out. Lil gets the kill straight away. Sadoy going to buy back into the game. The RNG is real, though.
Oh my god.
All right, BZZ is actually the god of crits, and he hasn't even used his Abyssal Blade yet. Yule's coming out
You
here.
can one-shot him if you agree.
Okay, I don't think he even needs to Abyssal. I think he's just dead.
Okay.
Okay, are they really coming back this hard?
I think they've won.
I mean, I said throughout the game, I think VP Classic had the better draft. They just fell apart.
Yeah.
But
there was a 20,000 golden experience lead for VP Polar, and now it's almost gone.
they threw it though.
The experience for sure is
Polar
almost gone.
definitely threw it really hard.
That going in 1-by-1. Speaking of 1-by-1, Illidan looking for a solo kill here on the Yule.
For the last second.
Oh, he's actually going to Yules the Slark when he knows the Dark Pact is down. All right, there's a there's double Yules. Can they actually kill him here? I don't know if they can. It's going to be quite close. His silence is going to be wearing off in just a second. Can he get some fog? That's what he really needs just to be able to heal up. It's daytime. He's got blink in about 1 second. Uses the ulti. He needs to blink somewhere where there's not vision. He needs to try to leap away, but he can't.
Oh god.
Oh, 1 more second on the blink dagger. Oh my god. Jesus. He's still getting chased. I don't think they stopped.
Yeah, he got him.
All right.
BZZ is here, the crit lord.
And the throws continue.
Oh my goodness.
What does he buy now?
What's the item progression on G?
F, this one.
I mean, he has Ghost Scepter, Plate Mail, Yules. So I guess maybe he goes Shivas? Although I think a Hex might be better for him than a Shivas.
I mean, Shivas for the armor. I still would say getting the heart would be good, to be honest. Like, he has so much...
He already has the plate mail as well.
Yeah, he has the plate mail. I think I would still go for the heart, honestly.
And you have the Dazzle ulti
Then
as well.
he has no way of dying. The burst, like... Let's say 10 minutes ago, there was no items. And G was still an easy frag. Sure, they had a double save, but he still died in 2 hits to a TA.
Yeah.
If he gets the heart now, and he has the 2 saves off himself, like the Eel Scepter and the Ghost Scepter, and then the Grave and the LC. The game is running away of them. Like, it really is. I just feel like you can speak off right now that it's in favor of VP Classic. It really is.
Yeah, and I love the fact that they were so poised when they took that push that they just decided to
But when I
immediately
say
back.
that...
All right, well, he gets the Abyssal off. Is he going to get any kind of RNG to maybe get a kill at the very least? He blinks to the range creep here, Mag. He's got a 4-staff, finds the lasso, and there should be a kill on BZZ. He does have buyback, however, and here comes the rest of VP Classic. They want to try to make something happen here. There's a mana leak onto Yul. Here comes the blink forward from Illidan. He's going to find Yul. Should be quite an easy kill. He's just going to self-Yules himself and force the rest of VP Polar to stay back.
And that's a gem as well.
Yeah.
Going back to VP Polar. I just feel like always these one by one pickups. Like, if VP Classic would just like stick together and take the fights, there's no way of them throwing the game.
What FNG did there though, like the bot rider was still dead and he just like ran all the way into the jungle.
Yeah, of course, but like, sure, it was a good play. By no means.
Sadoi, he goes for the duel here. Might have bitten off more than he can chew. Do they have it? Oh my god, the damage on Phobos. The Exorcism Elder Titan Spirit just gets absolutely crushed. Nothing he can do.
Kind of a wasted buyback there by the PA though.
I mean, it depends on if they want to try to go for Roshan, right? Because it's a long Roshan spawn. Or actually, we don't know yet. Never mind. It's like 10 seconds or less before we'll see. Hopefully they get a short one, because that's what they want with the TA dead, and it is going to be short. So I think they'll be quite happy as long as they get some vision over there.
Do you know what this means, Sonny?
I have no idea. I always look at
it means it's spawning immediately. Like, basically what happens is, it's only in minute intervals after the 8-minute mark.
Okay.
So if it's right there, then it basically spawns almost at 8 minutes, which is the earliest possible time. Illidan looking for a kill. Can he actually just TP away from this? I'm kind of confused as to why he's waiting so long.
He has a TP.
Illidan might still go for this kill, right? Oh, Mag's here as well.
The greed.
Oh my god, that was close.
Jesus.
That singed the robe. All right, well, now Mag, in a very precarious situation, surrounded by the entirety of VP Classic, just gets taken out quite easily.
Well, Jottam made Mag overextend, and all of a sudden...
They got a tier 1 tower in the mean. No, it's a tier 2 tower in the meantime.
Yeah.
On the bottom lane, but...
I mean, in that specific trade...
It's not worth it.
It wouldn't be worth it if VP actually just went to Roshan, but looks like Yul might be the first to scout out if it's up or not.
Look at this game. Look at this swing.
Yeah, I mean, what else can you say?
Like, what the...
VP Polar kind of fell for the one at a time syndrome. They did it mid and top, I think.
On bottom, you would say.
They did it everywhere.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like, let's just go in, you know. We're so far ahead. What's the worst that could happen?
That's my saying too.
You still have the ward up there. Okay, seems like I was gonna run out soon anyway. They're gonna check it probably now. Yeah.
Yep.
Did they get the gem back or is it their own now?
That's VP Polar's gem. That's Mag's gem.
All right, so they got it back afterwards again.
After they got it on Mag.
Oh, from the Batrider, yeah. Interesting.
MKB nearly finished on Illidan though.
I don't know if it's really... I think PA is actually one of those heroes that...
The thing is, if... Oh, pardon. I just think if he gets the Satanic, then what is he afraid of?
Mag, he's going to find an opening here. He catches out Jotum. He's going to be Yulesed up here. Can they do enough damage to kill? A little bit of a premature grave coming out from him as well. And now they're not going to have it for their carries. But Phobos may have wasted his BKB. It's going to be wearing off here. Exorcism still doing some damage. Mag going to get taken down by crit. BZZ Sidoi actually just getting annihilated by Lil in the meantime. Another really nice Coddle Blast coming out from FNG as well, doing a ton of damage. Lil trying to get a TP out here. BZZ, he still has Abyssal up. He gets graved again. It is still a tiny bit early. Where's the RNG? Can he actually get one crit?
There it is!
He finally gets one to finish it off. He now turns around onto Phobos, and Phobos going to be dropping too. They have two buybacks here. FNG, the last one standing in this team fight. Is he pulling anyone in? Oh, he doesn't even know.
Diagonums with the heal.
He still had the mag, but I guess that didn't matter too much.
What do you think of Lil's items? Like, he went for the Dagon after getting a Midas. Like, was it too greedy? Like, should he have gone for the Force or...
I mean, looking at the game progress...
Like, when he bought the Dagon, he was so far ahead.
But then he has Dagon, Bots, Midas, and the Ghost Scepter. I don't know.
That's nearly a Hex, like.
I mean, it's a Hex, it's... Bloodstone, it's Force Death, it's whatever you want, but I guess being ahead and you go Midas is fine.
Yeah.
Since he doesn't really have a farming mechanism either, but I don't know. I mean, it's burst potential, but at the same time you play against a Grave, so sustain usually pays more off in that kind of scenario, and I think he should have definitely had a Force or a Dagger, like one of the two. He has no protection, like he has Ghost Scepter, but at the point where P has Abyssal, he has like no way out.
Scary stuff.
And P is gonna get the Satanic any moment. I believe he's not gonna stay for the buyback.
He has it right now, I think.
Yeah. If he...
Oh no, VG.
Yeah, that's a hard finish. I mean,
holy crap, two huge items.
It's a good item pickup by DP. I think it's the right item choice. He has all the protection he wants. He has the extra armor he needed. And I just feel like he needed max HP. Just to make sure that his ult is still running.
I mean, to be totally honest, I'm still kind of in shock, because if you had asked me about, I don't know, 20 minutes ago, I said we probably would have been in game 3, and it would be 1-1. But
most likely.
A lot of it is due to what Virtus.Pro Polar did, like the way that they decided to take engagements and underestimating the power of VP Classic's lineup. But
I mean, I think VP Classic lineup is overall the better one, but I would agree that, you know, like let's say you lose the fight on a high ground push. Like if you're a VP Polar, you want to like kind of force aggression. I think the way to go is...
Mag. See you later, buddy.
Oh, deals from himself.
Yeah, he's dead though.
Swift death.
He doesn't have a buyback either.
Yeah, that's really awkward.
That's right.
Bat is actually the single most important hero, I think, for their high ground defense. Without Bat, you can't kill G. Like, that's really what it boils down to, I think. And they can just heal him with press the attack, and the glyph has already been used.
Space, I think he just goes ham and lets G damage the Rex.
I mean, fortunately for VP Polar, they still have tier 2s mid and top, so
they're doing the old split push.
Yeah, they can't go for anything else, and they're trading here. Illidan doing quite a bit of damage to the melee Rex top. TP reaction, it's actually going to be G. Throws out a Yule straight away. Now can they actually stop the TPs from Virtus.Pro Classic and bottom? That's going to be the real question. There's already 2 back, so they're not going to lose their racks. They're actually just going to turn it around bottom while they're fighting top at the same time, but they almost kill BZZ. He's forced to pop his BKB a retreat. Illidan going to be able to escape as well.
If he had a...
I actually wonder if DB could have chased there.
Or if he had used overwhelming odds on neutral creeps to get the movement speed.
Maybe. That's very optimistic though, I think.
He was literally like a centimeter away though.
I just feel like...
You think someone else should have TP'd instead of G?
No, I think it was fine. He could have been maybe saving the eels. Like one of the two, you know, eels or silence, but at the same time, it's... I feel like if Slark plays properly, he's not going to die there.
Yeah. But what, like GTP'd with his ulti on? Do you not think like Legion Commander would have been, Sidoi would have been a better TP?
Potentially, but
so
then
they
I
still
would
get
say
the
The thing is, you would have to make sure you TP'd to like another building to not have
Yeah.
a longer TP, because you would actually just lose the duel if you're Sadoy if you don't get help.
I mean, I think LC, if they wanted to get the pick off, he needed to TP kind of middle and then run that way.
Oh my god. The damage.
the Material Blade, not doing too much for him.
I mean, when you get Abyssal like crit instantly, you explode.
I kind of like Ethereal Blade though. It does allow like
That's a safe mechanism
Yeah,
for
yeah.
another teammate as well.
Exactly, yeah.
It's
It's
not
the
bad,
main
but I mean, originally coming to the point which I was talking earlier about it, I think if VP Polar would have played this correct, they would have gone for Roche at like around 14 minutes. They take the Aegis, they go for a push, they wait until high ground, they go for the next Roche and go high ground.
Yeah, like
And
TA
they were
had,
super far ahead where
They had like Monkey King Bar, like 20
VP
minutes.
had nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, also, VP Classic had nothing. But at the same time, you know, I feel like this game was just so much of throwing back and forth. They just get picked off left and right alone. Right before the push, the Batrider gets picked off. It's like,
Yeah, without buyback.
Well, FNG is here top again, so they are pressuring the tier 2 from the side of VP Classic, but he'll be able to pull in whoever he wants, and this lane is still pushing in fairly far, so they will eventually have to address this. BZZ, though, has a double damage.
I'm wondering why does FNG not just TP up the Slark there? They pushed out the wave. It's not like Slark is going to be instantly doing something there. He could be taking rack stop.
And he can TP back as
And
well.
at least, yeah, exactly. At least do something there.
All right, well, they decide to go for the full base defense here. Let's see if they can manage to make something happen. They do have Mag this time. They're going to find BZZ. Nice, press the attack, though. Keeps him alive. He pops the BKB. He does not have Resurrection anymore, but he does have a Shallow Grave. Can he pop the Satanic and get some health back? Because he's desperately going to need it. He turns onto Illidan. Does he have the damage to get the kill? He does end up dying, but they lose their own carry in the process. This defense coming out from VP Polar seemingly quite strong. They do not have Exorcism anymore, and Jottam has another Grave if he wants to use it on G, but the chase continues. I think Jottam might just trade his life for his Death Prophet here, but they want to try to get both. They actually use the Mana Leak on a Jottam. He will get stunned. There's a trap up on the high ground. He's going to get blasted back, and they're going to probably lose G here, and they do. Everyone is dead on the side of VP.
So I think that was, I mean, first off, I think the way the fight started, I think PA should have committed for the fight, and then the Grave was a bit too early from my position. I feel like if PA calls for the go, he just jump, and then you have the Grave and you have the Satanic, so you should be able to fight. But what happened there, I think G for sure should not have died. Like, he tried to save, but he had a TP and he would have been safe going out. I feel like the Mana Leak was actually used wrong. I feel like he should have used it in theory onto the DP there.
Yeah, because I think Jottam was dead no matter what.
Yeah, no matter what, there was no out for him.
Yeah.
Also, when Batrider initiated on BZZ on the PA just ran out the second he initiated on him.
Yeah, I mean, the fight, the way the fight started was really good for VP Classic. They got the LC protection off onto the DP, so Lasso was wasted. And after that, they could have backed off earlier, I feel. But at the same time, I think just the way that the fight progressed, that PA and Dazzle need to be on the same page, like on how to take the fight.
Oh, Sadoy, he gets a duel on Phobos. He's actually going to get lassoed away. The Shallow Grave is there, so is Phobos actually going to drop? It looks like he will. They do have a buyback for him, though. It's currently a 1-for-1. They're going to try to go for Illidan inside of the base. He's not going to make it out. What was that auto attack range? BZZ just hit him from 600 range.
He threw his fucking sword at him or something.
All right, that was a little bit ridiculous. I think if Illidan hadn't died, maybe they try to go all in there. Because I really think the next time VP go to their base, they're just going to lose another set of racks. Like, I don't know how you defend it.
They're only losing range racks, though. Like, every time it's just range racks.
But VP truly plays the defense well. I mean, that's why I preferred their lineup in the first place.
Yeah.
They have, like, how do you try to fight against a Titan LC and you have the protection of Grave? Like, LC, once he gets someone, there's no protection on the VP Polar lineup. So you duel someone and they have clearly the damage with a Spirit on top once PA has a few items. Or you have, like, DP ulti. But it's just very hard to execute for a team, for a base push there. I think it was the wrong choice for VP Polar to take that fight.
Well, maybe they felt a little bit of pressure because it's really hard, I think, to be losing so badly and then not want to try to go for, you see the entire team basically buy back, right? It's like, okay, if we win this fight, we actually just win the game.
Yeah.
I think it's really tempting for any team in that position.
I guess like they should force the buyback. That was a good thing.
Yeah.
But once they see the buybacks, they should back off. There's no reason to go further because, Like, how do you take the high ground?
Well, the Roshan timer is very short again, so this is going to be like a 9-minute Rosh, which is very, very fortuitous for Virtus.Pro Classic. They're not going to see it yet, but it will be up very soon.
I think they mistimed the ages though.
It's just very interesting to me. Like now, the two teams try to group up, try to sit together, make sure no one gets picked off. If they'd done that 20 minutes ago, the game could have been completely different. And it just gets kind of decided in throws, I would say.
Well, I'd say the playing field is a bit even right now.
What a timing.
Yeah, especially with having the buybacks down, it's scary for VP Classic here.
All right, well, they're going to smoke into each other right now. They're going to see Mag. Who's going to jump first? BZ looking for a target. He wants to go for Phobos, but he gets lassoed. It gets removed immediately again by Sadoy. Nicely done. G just leading the front line here. Illidan is going to town on him, and Phobos simply cannot stand to this. They do manage to kill G. Phobos is bought back. They're going to pull him back into the fight with the Coddle. Are they going to be able to take this? Mag looking for possibly a little bit more here, and I think VP Classic just want to disengage. They do not want to lose any more. They do not have buybacks. BZZ, he's forced to pop his BKB. He blinks to safety. Illidan on the chase, though. He's still quite slow. They really want to keep BZZ alive. They're just completely ignoring everyone else. He's actually going to go down here. He pops Satanic. It won't keep him alive. That's 4 minutes without a PA, and Jottam could be dying as well. He does have a shallow grave here if he needs to use it. And honestly, if you're VP Polar, don't you just go for Rosh right now? Or maybe you just go for the base dive instead. They don't have any damage left because their PA and G are both dead.
Well, I mean, all the lanes are pushed right now, right? They can't actually go...
They can't go base, yeah.
No, they can't go base. So the best they can get right now is the Roche.
Well, I guess that is very fortunate for VP Classic that there was no creep wave in their lane.
Holy crap.
I don't, like, every single time BZ's been lassoed, Sadoy has been immediate with removing it.
So fast at it, isn't he?
And they still can't win fights. They even killed Phobos like straight away.
It was like, in a way, again, miscommunication. So PA uses BKB because he doesn't, you know, he's afraid of the lasso, but like he should be 100% like certain that he's not, you know, like the lasso is going to break and that he's going to get saved. Then he wastes the BKB in the start of the fight. They take the fight.
Here.
Yeah. No, he actually used it once in the fight as well. Sure. So I think he could have maybe gotten out there actually if he jumped onto the LC. Maybe. I'm not sure. But it's very, I don't know. The fights are very chaotic.
Well, Phobos now has an Aegis, so last fight he had 2 lives. This fight he's also going to have 2 lives. I think VP Classic might actually be back in the position that they were earlier.
If they kill Phobos,
very bleak.
All of a sudden it's game over, I think. If they kill him twice.
I don't know. I actually think that VP Polar are... I mean, I don't want to say unlosable position, but
20K goal
we thought that before, right? Like, there's no way they can lose it from this spot, and I guess going with that mentality, it would be very hard for them to throw this lead.
Yeah, all of a sudden all the supports have like a million gold.
I think it's a lot different before you go high ground to have a huge lead, but when your base is actually just dead, the game, like the complexion of it just changes entirely.
I mean, they have the advantage still on the long lane, but I guess it's the only lane that needs to be pushed, so it's kind of nice to have that. Because the only lane you actually really have the precious lane that you also have to take.
Yeah, true.
So it's
I mean, VP Polar actually have 2 E-Blades. So whoever BZZ goes on, he's not going to be able to hit him.
Do you get a diffusal blade?
I think you should get a refresher.
Refresh the diffusal blade?
Yeah, it's really good. Also, it's good for Satanic. So, and for the BKB as well. It's really good of an item choice if he goes for that. Because usually when he starts the fight, he like jumps and then everything is gone and then he just gets kited. And he's not going to kill anything. But if he manages to get a refresher, he has like a double chance kind of doing the combo, getting something.
It's actually a good show.
But yeah, he's 2k gold away from that, and I would believe he's not going to go for a refresher.
I mean, the thing is, since you can't buy new BKBs anymore, like having a second BKB in a fight is massive.
No, I think it's the best item choice. I just hardly see anyone going for the refresher on PA.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what he opts to go for. He could just be saving for buyout right now because this buyback is going to be off cooldown in about 30 seconds. And VP Polar seem to want to be ending the game right now as they are currently walking up. And And VP Classic looking for a better position here. They're smoking in from the side. Who's going to be their target? They spot out FNG. The immediate Yule's coming out. BKB by G. That's 10 seconds mag. He is completely caught out here. Just gets bashed to death. The Earth Splitter going to go off as well. Does some damage to Illidan. Phobos, he's getting dueled, but nobody's actually damaging him. Sadoy's basically just tanking him for the time being. BZZ in the meantime gets a double kill and then gets annihilated by the Skywrath. Lil just doing an insane amount of damage. Illidan going to be dropping here as well. Phobos gets taken out. Aegis going to be popped. G's ultimate's going to be ending very soon. Do they have enough damage in the tank to actually take this fight? BZZ has brought himself back into the game. Sadoy, he wants to go for the chase. G is currently running after as well. They really want to try to get Phobos here. He's going to get pulled back to base, and they're not going to have any damage to stop the coddle pull.
Oh god.
If he didn't actually buy back there, the fight would have been pretty
Reasonable.
Yeah. Now he had... Oh, he actually, you see, he decided to go for the Demon Edge. Is that gonna...
Is it Rapier?
Rapier?
I'm wondering. I was gonna look at TA or Stark if they are opting to get a butterfly here.
It's a Rapier.
Neither of them are getting any evasion.
Could be a Rapier.
Is it even
I wouldn't be
necessary?
surprised.
I don't think it's necessary.
I don't know. I think at the same time, like, if you don't get a crit, just having Rapier with Elder Titan still is so much damage.
Yeah.
Like, you could not crit and kill somebody.
What about if it's deadless?
Nah, I don't think it would be dateless. It just seems a little bit redundant, I guess you could say.
Always
Oh
good.
no, BZZ, he's got his BKB. Phobos is going to pop his as well. They want to try to go on him. The weave is going to be popped. He needs to be really careful. This is a short BKB. He's actually getting trucked down
Ethereal
so
Blade?
hard.
Oh.
Another Ethereal Blade coming out. Phobos gets an extra fraction off. Mag going in for the last one. BZZ, they're going to annihilate him. The Grave is there. He actually graved prematurely. Didn't even get close enough to die. And now BZZ, he's got a Satanic still. He might be able to turn around a little bit, but he's just going to opt to run away. The safer choice coming out for VP Classic. And not a single person has died, by the way, in this team fight. Here comes the Blade. What the one-shot? 2,100 damage!
And he used this attack on
Illidan
Dota.
isn't even in the game anymore. Just gets deleted. All right.
Okay, so no buyback on Coddle?
All right.
You know, on top of that, like I was like thinking, so what is he gonna do with the Demon Edge? I actually think he's getting MKB. Just because the Blinding Light.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, he has a short BKB. It's a very good point. That was, okay. If I was Illidan,
I would be mad.
I would be so mad.
There was a Satanic into the
And he's on full HP.
Full HP, instantly die. I don't know, man. That's a heartbreaker right there. I mean, he does have buyout,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, but no buyback on FNG.
The game could be decided there, though. I feel if they choose to take the fight and they manage to kill the PA there, it can be scary. But I think does G have his ulti? He does, yeah, he does. Usually the fights, the way the fights went really well for VP Classic is when they could use the Death Brother ulti in start of the fight.
Yeah.
They go in and they get the DP ulti off. So they will get 2 Raxes here.
And then you
And
just
they
back,
should
right?
hat back. Like, they
Yeah.
should hat back right now.
I don't know, man. They're going for the greed. They want to get some
very
more
scary.
damage in.
It's
Coddle's
really
going to
scary.
be up
just
in
because-
about 20 seconds. Slark going to be up in 10.
But
Mag's
can get
still
you
here.
into the
They're gonna
well.
Smoke inside of the base. Okay, now they're backing.
They might get caught though.
I think they sacrificed Jottam to the Mag Gods.
Blood for the Blood God, Jottam. Just give them what they need.
Tank it.
I think it would have been really scary if they could have started the fight there.
Yeah, I mean, G's ulti was wearing off. I don't think they had any intention of ever fighting. But now G, he's got a refresher. So he's going to have double exorcism. Or at the very least, he can just use it for defense and pushing,
I think
right?
he just put it on the courier in this case.
Yeah, he's gonna leave it on the court.
Yeah.
Do you just refresh it now? I guess you kind of need to, right?
I mean, you
DP
have
ulti is
80
still
seconds.
145,
How long
right?
is it on the Roche though? Still quite some. Like it can be quite some.
I mean,
It's
the
not up
difference
yet.
between refresher cooldown and DP ulti is only 40 seconds. So,
Yeah,
I mean, you
but
might as well.
mean, I just think like, of course, like if he had it on him right now, I would have refreshed. I think it would have been the right choice. But like, right now he already had some timing on it, so
Yeah, it's a
I think-
waste now.
Yeah, it's a waste. But he chooses to get a TP over keeping the Ghost Scepter on top of him. I'm not sure if that's the right choice.
Some packet loss going on. Good old Vovo.
Volvo Blitz.
I mean, you don't want a game like this to be decided by some terrible lag spike, you know?
No, you
Both
don't.
teams getting so close to winning. I mean, VP Classic
We
went
are
from-
even again.
Yeah, I mean, they've evened up the lanes. It's 2 lanes down. It's 55 minutes in. We're probably going to be going past an hour at the very least. And Roshan going to be spawning here in just about a minute, so VP Classic definitely want to try to get something going for themselves right now. I don't think you want to wait too long.
I mean, I guess the one big thing is that you can see that PA still doesn't have a buyback, which actually is
it's huge.
quite important. So you don't really want to, I feel like you don't really want to force a fight if you're VP Classic. outside the base.
Oh, G, he's caught here. He does have a BKB,
buyback
press
though
the
as well.
attack is used, okay.
So
Not gonna see
BCZ did
anything
something
big.
weird there, that he actually switched his items around, like at this stage of the game. What do you think? Like, do you do that ever? Like, so you're used to pressing BKB for, on F the whole
BKB
game.
always have it on the same slot.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
I'm so
the only-
confused.
There's like one slot in my inventory, I only have BKB on. I don't choose to have another item on that slot. Just because I feel like BKB is the most
Important thing.
impeccable item.
Yeah.
Like, you misclick that, it can just fuck up your entire fight.
I do the same thing with BKB and Blink. Like, those are the two
Yeah,
items.
Blink.
always
I mean,
have.
Blink.
Yeah.
I also have on the same slot, but it's also a slot that I
Quickcast.
use for other items. So
Do you use quick cast?
yeah, I do. I mix between quick cast and normal.
Cool.
Well, hopefully
Team can
Blink
take
hits.
on a G. He's going
Nice
for the burst.
movement.
Misses by a bit.
They have 4 steps though, right?
Yeah. Yol?
No.
Throwing
No.
out the spirit.
They actually have 4
Zero
steps.
against Skyrat, it's risky, yeah. And a Hex.
No, but also, I mean, against Slark, it's kind of semi-optimal. It's not really great. It's,
Yeah, it doesn't even work against Pounce.
but I think I would say against a TA, it's kind of cool to have. Like at least one,
Yeah,
maybe
it is.
one.
I mean, Jottam has not had the easiest game. He's 0-12, so if anyone was going to buy a Force, I think it would be him.
Is he getting an Aghanim's? That's what it kind of looks like.
I think right now he's just saving for buyback, most likely.
He's got this wild ogre club.
I mean,
Looks
Axe is
like we can't
great.
play.
We haven't really seen the impact of that though, because it hasn't been like this classic. Like, for example, I know Secret used to run these kind of heroes, like
Yeah.
Titan plus Dazzle, and then you always see like this very systematic kind of push. They put the buff on either them or their
Or
opponent.
the enemy.
Go for the push, take the tower, go back. But we don't see any kind of system in this game.
Yeah, just
Indestructible, and you just think, okay, well, I can just go. And then you die, and then your whole team dies, and then you do it like 1 or 2 more times. And 6.82 is not kind to people who do that.
I think G dropping his Ghost Scepter is actually so huge in this game. Like all of a sudden, Slark and TA just go on you.
I mean, you still have double save. It's like it's not gigantic, but
Nearly in every fight though.
I
like,
definitely think that like instead of a TP, he's close to having buyback and buying BRTs.
Yeah.
So I think Ghost Scepter is still an item you want in your inventory when you have it.
He still needs to finish Refresher though.
Well, he still
he-
has like self-fuels
does?
too, right?
He hasn't finished it.
Oh, he doesn't have. I thought he had it on chicken. All right, he has 2 pieces on chicken.
Yeah, so what, Perseverance is 1750, and then he still has a bit more he needs for buyback.
Pierre almost has to buyback, so that's I would say for VP Classic they can go for the push, they can go for the Roche. No, Roche is actually it's not up
Let me
yet,
check.
right? No, it's not.
It's up really soon, though.
Yeah.
A minute and a half.
Minute or
so.
two, yeah.
But I think if I was Classic, I would go for the push. I wouldn't choose to take the Roche fight. I think it's really hard to take it against the Bat. Like just generally, if you go for the high run push, it's a lot easier for Classic. Like they just pop the Exorcism, you stay behind, and the fight is really really hard to take
Yeah.
for Polar. But going for the Roche, you kind of give chances. As long as your lanes are not super pushed out, you're always going to take a risk taking that Roche fight.
Yeah. Well, Refresher here on Mag, and it seems like this is the timing for VP
This is
Polar to
it.
go ahead and smoke up and look for potentially what could be the longest lasso of somebody's life.
You know
or
what the
just
funny
two.
thing is? Sedoi doesn't have a Refresher on. So all of a sudden his press to the attack is useless.
So you just immediately refresh after Lasso Force and just
Yep.
wait for it. Mag, he's looking for something here. He's going to go for Yol. He's on the low ground, though. I think Yol's probably going to be dying here. The Grave, a little bit too late. They managed to get one. Yeah, he has buyback. They want to jump on this, though. Sadoi, he's actually going to get caught out as well. The Grave is there. Mag lassoing him back. Exism popped here by G, doing some damage. And Phobos, he's going to town on this TA. The Earth Splitter comes out. Doesn't really do much of anything here. They've already lost one. He can buy back. Is FNG going to pull him back again? They need to kill the Coddle before they bring the TA back into this team fight. It's going to be a couple more seconds. He gets dueled. He's not going to have a chance to summon. And Phobos buyback suddenly now just completely useless.
I think
Probably
I
would have had to use it anyway.
I would have been happy though. Like, if he would have just, gotten the TP off and then he suddenly appears there and the Coddle dies, that would be quite tragic, to be honest.
Yeah.
But that means a free Roshan for VP Classic here.
And then they even have time probably to push top after that.
And there we go. There's G's refresher.
Did he use the refresher on... Where's God?
G?
Mag used his refresher, yeah.
Yeah, Mag did, and he used the second last as well.
Yeah.
But where is God?
They decided to put the Aegis on BZZ.
Oh, God is up there. And
He actually got rid of his Demon Edge, so...
He got the refresher on him now. I think you're... I mean, it looks like they're just going to wait the Exorcism, which is 80 seconds, and then push. I think it's fine to do that. At the same time, I think you can just use it, drop it on the chicken again. In theory, take the last side, because if they get that slide, there's not going to be another fight.
Oh, that was close.
I just feel like having the Ghost Scepter is almost better than having that refresher on top of him.
Like it gives like no stats.
No, I mean, they're going to get the top anyway. If they get top with a fight, like the next fight is going to decide the game if Classic wins the game. Wins that fight. There is buybacks. No, since Phobos used his buyback, once he dies, the game is pretty much over.
All I think they need to do is BZZ needs to just go completely ham and let G use the Exorcism on the towers. And like the buffer of him.
I don't even think they have to do that, to be honest. I think they just keep doing what they've been doing. Like Sidoi has always been really on point with his press the attack, like removing lassos and things like that. Since Mag doesn't have refresher, he might have it actually by the time they get to base. I think he will, but they probably will not defend the tier 2. I think it's way too dangerous to try to defend that tower.
Look at the scores of everyone on in the game.
I mean, this is
Jodam and Sidoi not having a fun time.
I think it's to be expected though. Like you go this late. I mean, at the very least, Sidoi's duels are still useful, right? Like he stops Phobos from being able to deal damage to like G, for example. Even if you die dueling like that, it's still good because G's Exorcism is so much more useful. Well, here comes a blink. Mag, he's going to try to find G. He gets immediately crit though. Mag dropping quite low already. They're going to be able to kill G straight away. He buys back. There is no Exorcism anymore for this push. The Earth Splitter comes off. Mag almost dying to it. BZZ has already retreated here. Sidoi stuck inside of the base. BZZ wants to go back. He wants to kill the one hero who doesn't have buyback, but he's actually going to end up losing his own life. The rest of his team can't help him. Jodam's kind of around here, but they pop another Exorcism. The refresher has been used. A lasso on a BZZ. He's dead twice. He's going to have to buy back too if he wants to try to defend the base. Yol dropping as well. Sidoi and Yol, no buybacks. This is a game of throws.
Okay, so G bought back, sold his boots, didn't have enough money for bots.
What did he sell?
And then he sold his Yule Scepter afterwards because he didn't have enough for bots.
Okay, well, he's dying again. So.
And he's dead.
The panic is real.
I think that might just...
seal the deal.
Might just have sealed it, yeah.
Holy crap.
And it was the second... Oh my god.
The one time that Sidoi didn't get the press the attack off when they were going high ground.
It was the most important time.
It was the most important one to use, yeah, and he didn't do it.
Holy crap.
I mean, I guess you could say that the lanes are pushed out again for VP, but all they have to do is push in one lane and then just run bottom or just throne. Like.
All right, if I was the PA right now, he has 3.8k gold. That's a good pickoff.
You finish your MKB.
Well, he killed Mag.
No, he buys.
Oh, is he going to kill Lil as well? Here comes the.
He has Hex.
Ethereal Blade, yeah. He has a Hex. He needs to be really careful about this. If he gets.
He has the ward though. He has the ward. Go RNG him.
Nope, he's dead.
Oh my god, the damage. Are you saying go Rapier?
Yeah, I would have said Rapier, but now that's 2 people, no buyback.
I mean, they're going to have Jodam in 5 seconds, right?
I guess they have Titan to...
set up
Titan
to sleep.
kind of still can stall, in a way. Okay, maybe not.
He has 36 Essence Shift, 108 Agility.
Alright, Jodam, he gets the grave, going for a duel onto Lil, does a ton of damage actually. Here comes Illidan, he's going to try to help his teammate, but they lose the Skywrath. Sidoi going to die again though. Yola's now alive, Throne is exposed, they do not have a glyph right now. He needs to stomp to delay this, the Earth Splitter going to be coming out, Phobos to pop the BKB. I think this could be the end here. VP Classic, most likely going to a 3rd game.
Oh my god.
I think there is a huge sigh of relief on the side of VP Classic, or excuse me, VP Polar, that they did not lose this game. Because at some point, it really felt like the game was almost unlosable, and then the throws began. But congratulations to them.